It's Friday. So that means the England World Cup, pretty much, it's a preliminary squad, has come out. I just took a look and immediately forgot who's even on it. So, I was watching Talksport. They were talking about a single player who should go. I'll mention him later, as it's a bit more of a thought experiment than actually debating if he goes or not. It's more of what kind of fan are you? Do you believe in minutes for the team that the player has had this season? Uh, previous experience in tournaments. The likes of Trippier or Jordan Henderson, players like that. Or do you go off just a belief of, I think he could do it? So I've done my 26-man squad. I'll run through it, and if I've got any thoughts of why I should defend a pick, I'll say it, but quite a few of them are just standard. Anyway, goalkeepers, Pickford, starting number one, Henderson, and the third goalie, honestly, it doesn't matter at all. I've gone with Ramsdale. You could pick, who's that old bastard, Scott Carson, I think he's retired, but you could or Tom Heaton, it doesn't matter. Or Jonjo Shelvey, put one of those caps on his head. Jonjo Shelvey, bullet header. Right back, I've gone with Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, and I don't think you need a third right back, but this player can also play left back, so I've gone with Livramento. So no Ben White, because I think he will never play for England again, unfortunately, and I think he should. I'd personally, he'd start centre back for me, Ben White, and I don't care. He's so solid. And then, yeah, let's go into centre backs. Gahey is the only nailed on starting centre back, isn't he? And I was thinking, if we lose the World Cup, we lose it because of our centre backs, or because Kane has a stinker, like I think he probably will be. Hopefully he doesn't. And apparently, he's been charging. He's been hibernating for this World Cup. And so who's the starting centre back next to him? It's Harry Maguire, which I don't mind. I don't mind Harry Maguire. But I could just see him doing something silly, and the camera just is on him. France, maybe just own goal in the semi-final. Goes to Maguire. Everyone in the pubs are gone. That fucking fridge magnet has done it again. And then backups, John Stones, because he has played in previous tournaments. He is one of the best English defenders since the likes of Rio Ferdinand. Probably the best, to be fair. And he would be starting, but he's been injured so much this season. He's been injured so much through his career, which is pretty unfortunate. And then the last centre-back is a bit like the Livramento pick. He can play left-back as well. I've gone with Dan Burn. I think he can score from it. He's one of those where it's a belief. 80th minute, 1-0 down, quarter-final. Bring on Burn. Get a corner, and he'll head it in. Left-back. Lewis Hall, I think, is the nailed-on starter. And then Luke Shaw. Pretty easy pick. Is there anyone else you could have gone with? Tyrick Mitchell. Nico O'Reilly, honestly, I don't give a fuck about that kid. He is so boring to watch. I don't give a shit. He's like Rico Lewis. He needs to fuck off. Have I got any City? I've got... Alright. So we'll go midfield. We'll start at the base. 2 picks. I've gone with Adam Wharton and Elliot Anderson. People have, said, "Oh, which one starts?" I don't really care. I think they're pretty interchangeable in terms of if it's not quite working. We had this in the Euros last season where we played 3 different players in the defensive midfield until we stuck with Mainu. It could happen again, and I think we'll be fine with it. So Wharton, Anderson, and then let's go up a little bit more to kind of box-to-box midfield. I've gone with Declan Rice, obviously. He's the first name on the team sheet. Let's be real. And then I've gone with Kobbie Mainoo. I really like Mainoo. I think if we're struggling to not get a foothold in the game but keep the ball, I think Mainoo can do that really well. And then attacking midfield. Oh, I've gone with 3. Bellingham. I know he's been injured for quite a bit, but you don't not take Bellingham. It's Bellingham. You take him. Cole Palmer. I think he's a moments player. I thought Chelsea would do really well this season in the Champions League, and they've just been bullied to death. That was an Arsenal 10-2 against Bayern Munich. That they were fucking awful. And I thought they'd do well because Chelsea, they've got a lot of moments players, and I think Palmer is the biggest moments player. In a final, I wouldn't start Palmer, but I'd have him on at maybe half time. And then the other one, he can play left wing as well. I've gone with Eze. He's shown it in tournament football. I thought he was pretty good for England in the Euros, and he was really good for Palace last season in the FA Cup. And he always just turns it on when it's getting to summertime. And then right wing, there's a car pulling out of a drive. I don't know which car that was. Tried to look. Right wing, I've gone with both Arsenal boys, Saka and Madueke. It works for Arsenal, so why wouldn't it work for England? The only other pick that I kind of was humming and ahhing was Bowen. But I think Bowen's always going to be that player, like a Mark Noble, that is just never good enough to be in the squad. He's like... If there was a captain of the England B team, he'd be that. He's just not good enough to get into the squad, unfortunately, because I like Bowen. Then we'll go to striker, Harry Kane. Pretty nailed on there. And then the backup strikers, it's pretty difficult. I've gone with Welbeck. Now, when earlier at the start of this video I was saying experience, minutes, belief, belief. I'd just love to see Welbeck, 35 years old, come on in a World Cup final against Brazil, and he just scores a wonder goal. I don't know. I talked to my mates about this and co-workers. We've all seen Kane in so many finals, and he does fuck all every single time. Honestly, I'd rather start Welbeck or Calvert-Lewin in a World Cup final. That's just my heart saying it. I'm not listening to up here, but it's my heart, and I think Welbeck would do it. Because he's that guy. And then back up, Ivan Toney, because penalties. And also, I think people have they shrug him off because he's playing in Saudi. He could still have really good talent. And, yeah, why not? He looks pretty cool as well. And then the last 2 picks are left wing. I've gone with Anthony Gordon, because I think he is peaking at the right time. Anthony Gordon, and then I would have Grealish in here, but he's been injured for too long. Marcus Rashford is my last player to be a part of the 2026 World Cup squad. 10 minutes.